except as Allah wills. You will not have any will except what Allah will. And this is Yusuf Ali translation, which I don't know. According to Yasir Qadi, this guy don't speak Arabic. But anyway, I think all of them don't speak Arabic, including Muhammad. But you cannot will unless Allah wills. So if you will convert to Christianity, you cannot convert to Christianity unless Allah make that will before you. Are you with me? You cannot will. This is the same guy, you know, the same guy who says, I don't know. Google no. I have no idea. Shall I take him? Let us give him a chance. Maybe he grew up since yesterday. He said the F word to me in the chat last time. My friend, what testimony? Somebody told you I grew in the desert and I became a monk. What testimony? He's not answering. For the person who's asking about my testimony, what testimony, I will tell you about it. What exactly you want? Like somebody told you I'm a priest, or somebody told you I am a saint. What exactly you want? Like they keep repeating, can you tell us your testimony, testimony? What? Somebody told you like I'm the best man between men, and you want to hear what happened to me? What happened to me? According to Islam, Allah, He created me, and He decided that I will create someone, his name is a Christian prince, and he will spank me every day, non-stop, until He make the ass of Allah red. Here we go, you got my testimony. Let us call this Abdul. He is not answering. Yes, Abdul.
Yeah.
Would you apologize for yesterday using bad language?
1 second, 1 second.
Hello?
Hello?
Hello.
Yes, I hear you.
Yeah, would you apologize yesterday for saying filthy language to talking to me? I did not say the F word to you. Why you are using filthy language?
I said to you, you are talking worse than what I said.
No, but you said the F word, and you said the word, the B word.
What is wrong with fuck?
Nothing wrong, exactly. Your prophet, he said that. Is that correct?
In English or in Aramaic?
Your prophet, he speak English?
No, that's why.
Okay,
So
I said your prophet says that. You said to me in English or in Aramaic. Do your prophet speak Aramaic? Do you have a third language to give me? I mean, I said to you, is it your prophet who said the F word? You said to me in English or Aramaic? As if your prophet, he speak any of them. I thought your prophet, he speak only Arabic.
So I said to you, he didn't say it.
Okay. So now focus with me. What do you think about the destiny that if you want to convert to Christianity, you cannot convert unless it was the will of Allah before you convert? What do you think? Do you agree?
Our God, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, is all-knowing.
This is not a question.
So
this is not a question.
you are interrupting.
This is not the question. Yes, I interrupt you because I know the Muslims are like a duck. Muslims are like a duck, but they are not ducks. They talk like ducks, they walk like ducks, but they are not ducks. They are chickens. I'm asking you, if somebody want to convert to Christianity, is that the will? If a Muslim, he is a Muslim, and he converted to Christianity, is that the will of Allah or his will?
Everything is with the will of Allah. Everything.
Okay, so he converted to Christianity because Allah decided that he will convert to Christianity, correct?
Everything is in the will of Allah.
This is not the question. My friend, don't you see why I hang up on Muslims? You have to repeat my question 1,000 times, lose my voice, and it's the same question. So the guy converted to Christianity. Is it because Allah made him convert, or it was his choice?
It was his choice.
So how is his choice? And the Quran says, but you cannot will unless Allah wills.
It is his choice, but because Allah is all-knowing, He know the future, and He know what he is gonna decide.
Well, this is not true, because the destiny, your prophet said, okay, you know, you saw me before showing your prophet hadith about Adam, correct?
And you showing movies of Mufti Mank, and Mufti Mank is not a scholar.
Oh, you are the scholars who do not know how to say your prophet name correctly.
We don't accept Zakir Naik.
Okay.
He's not a scholar.
Do you accept the Quran?
I accept the Quran, and I accept.
Okay, the Quran says in the front of you, chapter 76,
dictionary,
chapter, Mr. Dictionary, chapter 76, verse number 30, it says, but you cannot will unless Allah wills.
Yes, I said to you, everything is in the will of Allah.
What do you mean? You told me it is the knowledge of Allah. There's difference between the will of Allah and the knowledge of Allah. The knowledge of Allah, He knows, He don't get involved. The will of Allah, that means this is His decision.
Everything is in the will. I said to you, everything is in the will and in the knowledge of Allah.
So what is the will? So now you are saying the will and the knowledge. Great. So now the knowledge, we know what the knowledge. So what is the will? What is the will? What is the will?
That you are breathing.
What is the will? What is the will of Allah? A guy, he became a Muslim, he became a Christian. Don't make me repeat the question. A Muslim, he became a Christian. Listen, a Muslim, he became a Christian.
Yes.
Was it his choice or Allah will? You said to me everything is the will of Allah. So was it by the will of Allah or the will of him?
That a Christian becomes a Muslim is in the will of Allah.
If a Muslim he become a Christian, what is that? Not the will of Allah? If a Muslim become a Christian, is that the will of Allah or not the will of Allah? You will not answer.
If a Christian becomes a Muslim, Alhamdulillah, it is in the will of Allah. But it has a reason why someone becomes a Muslim or.
This is not the question, man. Focus with me. I'm not asking you for the reason, Potato. I'm asking you. Listen, Potato. You see, I have no time for kids. Either you speak like a mature adult, Mr. Butt, or you don't. So when the guy he converted to any religion, doesn't matter. When Christian convert to Islam, Alhamdulillah. Well, what a silly boy you are. So when a person convert to any religion,
yes,
is that his choice or it was a predestined choice of Allah, the will of Allah?
Okay, you want the answer or not?
Guys, he's asking me, do you want the answer or not?
You want the answer or not?
No, I don't want the answer. Should I hang up on you, you idiot?
I want to give you the answer, but you're gonna.
Why I have to repeat the question 1,000 times? You are not giving me the answer. Okay, he decided to convert to Christianity or to Islam or to Hinduism. Was it his decision or the will of Allah?
It is the decision of that person,
but
because Allah knows what's gonna happen
you
in the
idiot,
future.
it is you who said to me because of the will of Allah and the knowledge of Allah. So you acknowledged two things a second ago. So the knowledge of Allah, listen, you said because of Allah will and the knowledge of Allah. So the knowledge of Allah obviously is different from the will of Allah. So stop talking about because Allah knowing. Okay, so now you agree that the knowledge of Allah is different from the will of Allah. Do you agree?
Of course.
Okay, so what you keep saying because Allah He know. So what is the will of Allah? How Allah involved in the conversion of this person? Is it his choice or it's Allah will?
A person, listen, I'm gonna explain it because what that Sheikh said, Sheikh Hakim or I don't know his name, he said it needs a lecture. It is not a yes or no answer.
Okay. So listen. So are you saying to me the Quran, Allah, when He gave you the verse, He gave you a lecture or He gave you a verse?
No, he gave us the prophet, he gave us
Okay,
the
so
companions,
do you
and he
accept what
gave us the scholars.
do you accept what your
He
prophets
gave us the scholars to explain everything.
do you accept what your prophets say?
What?
Do you accept what
Do
your
you
prophets say?
Of course, if it's
All
if
right.
it's sahih, why?
All right.
Yeah.
Do Allah write your destiny before you are made? If you will be happy
Yes.
or sad? Is that
Yes.
your decision to be happy, decision to be sad, or decision of Allah?
Everything before we born is righted.
This is
in,
not the
Surah
question.
Al-Mulk.
This is not the question. I don't know why
What
I
is-
cannot meet one smart, intelligent Muslims. Listen carefully. If a person predestined to be sad or happy or rich or poor or bad or good, is that something Allah decide or the man he decide? I'm not talking about knowledge now. Stop talking about knowledge, potato. Who is the one decide you will be happy or sad, rich or poor, good or bad, before you are made? Decide, not knowledge. Go.
Now you are talking about wealth or not?
Huh? Guys, now you are talking about the will, huh? Ah, you got me.
No, not
Now
will.
you are
I
talking
didn't
about
say-
the will. Ah, so
I
Abdul,
didn't say will. I said wealth.
listen. So
I say
a person before he is even made. So who decide who will be sad or happy, bad or good, rich or poor? The mic is yours.
Okay, without interrupting it, the mic is Maya.
Shut up and answer.
Yes. I said to you, everything is in the will of Allah.
What
and
the heck is
everything-
that mean? Give me the answer, you idiot. So is it his decision to be
Yeah,
sad
yeah.
or happy, rich or
Yeah.
poor, believer or
What
disbeliever?
can I do? Yeah. What can I do? You interrupting me.
Because you keep saying the same thing. I'm asking you, is it his decision? Either you say it's his decision or not. So a person, he is not made yet. He is not, listen carefully, he is not created yet. Who
Yes.
decides for him to be a believer or not a believer? Sad or happy, rich or poor? Is that the decision of the person who will be born later, or this is the decision of Allah?
It is not a decision of Allah. It is in the knowledge of Allah. How a person.
Okay,
in
so now I want you to refute
now
your prophet.
again interrupting me.
No, you answered me already. You said in the knowledge of Allah.
Interrupting me.
You see, you
No,
are stupid. You
I
told me
didn't-
it's the
I
knowledge of
didn't finish
Allah
my
and the will of
answer.
Allah. Okay, listen.
I didn't finish
Here
my-
we go.
I didn't finish my answer.
Here we go. This is not about knowledge.
didn't
Before
finish
the
my-
person is even made, Allah decide for how long he will live. He decide he will be bad or good. He will decide he will be happy or sad. He will be this. This is not about the knowledge. Stop saying knowledge.
I didn't said decide. I said in the will of Allah.
You said
And in the-
no. You
and-
say
and- and in the
you
knowledge-
already
in the
said
kno-
that the will
I said
of
in the
Allah
knowledge-
is not the
in the
same
knowledge
as.
of Allah-
Listen. Okay, let us everybody laugh at you. Is the knowledge of Allah is the same as the will of Allah? You said no. Correct.
No, they are different.
Okay,
yes.
now tell me what is the will of Allah?
The will of Allah
Mm-hmm.
that everything, every step you make, every breath you make, the heart you that takes every time, that is in the will of with the will of.
Just get lost. Don't call me again. You just answer me. So I'm asking you for the last hour to tell me if we do things by choice, everything I make, every step I take, somebody watching me, every breath I take, every time I wake, somebody talking to me. Finally, so even the breathe, even your poo-poo, even everything, this is the will of Allah. So stop, you stupid idiot, talking about the knowledge of Allah, because this is not my question. It turned to be anything you do physically is the will of Allah. So it took us what? How long to make this Abdul vomit? You have to make him vomit. As long the will of Allah is different from the knowledge of Allah. So what is stupid? You keep saying everything in the knowledge of Allah, everything in the knowledge of Allah. And by the way, in the knowledge of Allah, there is nothing. We can't prove it. This is in the knowledge of Allah. Let us see the knowledge of Allah. What Allah He knew. Lili Da'wah, he says, it's amazing how Allah He knew this, that Abu Lahab, he will not convert to Islam. Imagine, brother, if the chapter 111 come to be not true, Islam is destroyed. Why? Because if Abu Lahab converted to Islam, that will be a big problem. Well, let us move to the second chapter. You will see that all the Muslims Muhammad he claimed they will not convert to Islam, they become Muslims. Chapter of the Kuffar, Al-Kafirun, verse number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, you reject faith. Ayyuha al-Kafirun. First translation, by the way, Kafirun, not reject faith. Kafirun is those who hide the truth, supposedly. Or they hide something. They cover something. It's an Aramaic word. It's not even Arabic. I worship not what you worship, nor ye worship what I worship. And I will not do worship what you worship, and you will not do worship what I worship, nor you will worship what I worship, and you will not do worship what I worship. What the falafel potato, and later all of them become Muslims. What is the knowledge of Allah? He just said, I will not worship what you worship. Oh, but all of us, we knew that Muhammad, he bowed down to the three daughters of Allah when he received the satanic verses, correct? So he did worship what they worship, because those pagans, they worship Allah and they worship his daughters with him. So Muhammad worship what they worship. This is number one, bust. Nor you will worship what I worship. All of them later they converted to Islam because Muhammad win the war and become Muslims. Nor will you worship what I worship. You repeat again. So Muhammad, God do not know the future. And we have tons of verses like this. Allah who knew the future. What Allah? He's specific in knowing. Allah is the only one knows what is inside the womb. How accurate that is. Allah, he knew what is inside. Well, any doctor for $10 he can show you right on the screen what is in your belly. Allah is the only one, he knows when the rain will come. Is that accurate? Is that really something Allah he predicted, that nobody will know when the rain will come save Allah? So the knowledge of Allah is a fraud. Allah know nothing. All those verses, and by the way, Allah himself, a womb is attached to his chair. And the womb speak to him. And that womb is part of him. Which is a different story coming from the paganism. Chapter 38, look how many times he repeat the same thing. Chapter 13, verse number 8, Allah, he knew what every female she will give birth to. That's deep. Only Allah knows. Who knows save Allah? Nobody. Other verse. Allah, he knew the day of resurrection, and he knew, don't call me, I want adult, just don't call me. Don't call. Allah, he knew when the day of judgment will be, and he knew where the rain will come down. And he knew what tomorrow you will earn. But there's many of those we know already. They can tell you a day in advance, sometime 2 days in advance, when the rain will come. So Allah don't know that, you know. You see, if this is a guy like making meditation 1400 years ago, saying that, I will say, okay, I'm like, you know, speaking about my God, only God knows. That's fine. But this is Allah himself talking and telling us what is unique about him. So we cannot say, well, here it's a guy who made a statement, but he don't mean it literally. Here he mean it literally. According to the Quran, hail is coming from mountains in heaven. I hope there's no noise from my fan. How Allah, he knew this, that hail is coming from mountains in heaven, and he break it down and he send it in us. That's amazing knowledge. And the Muslims, they try to cover it by saying, and he sent down from the sky mountain mass of a cloud. That's false. In Arabic, anyone who speaks Arabic will see it right away. وَيُنْزِلُ مِنَ السَّمَاءِ مِنْ جِبَالٍ فِيهَا مِنْ بَرَدٍ فَيُصِيبُ. He sent from the sky, from mountains in it. Do you see how they try to cover the stupidity of the Quran? If you change the translator, this is Yusuf Ali. Let us see another Abdul. How does God, he say such a stupid thing? He sent down from the sky hail, between two brackets like this. You see that? You see and the Muslim, they said to you, we don't corrupt the Quran. Well, you just did. If Allah did not say like, why you are adding like? And what do you mean from the sky hail? Mountains? Because it says he sent down from the sky from mountains. And now the translator trying to fix it, supposedly. He's trying like, maybe this what he meant. There are in heaven mountains of hail, from where he sent down hail. And yes, this is what the Arabic is saying. Chapter 24, verse number 43. 24, 43. The Muslim understanding, the Muslim explanation, their scholars, their big beard, not potatoes in YouTube, kids. He sent down from heaven, read carefully. This is Tafsir al-Jalalain, and this is the official government website of the little potato, the king of Jordan. He thinks he's a king now. Thank you, British intelligence. He sent down from the heaven out of mountains. In Arabic, min jibal. Men extra are the rain, they're in the heaven. You know, like this is like explanation for the word in Arabic. So Allah is all-knowing. Allah, he knew. They ask the Muslim about destiny right away. He will tell you Allah knows everything. But as you see, Allah know nothing. Allah, he think the baby is created from a sperm who become a dead blood. Allah, he think that the thunder is an angel. Literally, not metaphorically. If you go to chapter 13, verse number 13. So stop saying Allah is all-knowing. Your God knows nothing. Your God, he think Mary is the sister of Aaron. And her father is Amran, the father of Moses. When the Jewish guy, he came to him and he said, you know, by the way, you are wrong. Mary, there is 100 of you. I wish he did not come so he can say more stupid things. But then it was too late because already he mentioned that Mary, she is the daughter of Amran. I mean, even he cannot even quote a name correctly. It is Amram, not even Amran. So the thunder in chapter 13, verse 13, it's an angel who is in charge of the cloud, driving them while constantly proclaim he praise. And he says, glory to Allah. You see, if a person meditating, I will say, no problem. I can say, well, the cloud praising God. I can say the grass praising God. I can say, but this is literally, it's an angel. The knowledge of Allah is not exist. If you remember, not long time ago, Lily Dawa, peace be upon her, she said that the scientific miracles in the Quran is nonsense. What? Nonsense. After 25 years, 30 years, the Abdul, they are collapsing with their lies. So all those years you were lying, thousands of videos, books, articles, it is a fraud. Not a single one of them is even true. In fact, it is the opposite. Going back to our topic, as long everything is by the will of Allah, why people should be punished? Read carefully. Verily Allah has fixed the very portion of adultery which a man will indulge in, and which he of necessity must commit. He must commit. And it's what? Is a very fixed portion. You cannot increase it, you cannot decrease it. Everything can you show the craziest story of weak hadith? Focus with me, my friend. Focus with me. Please, guys, be mature. What do you think? I am waiter for you? Bring me this dish, bring me that dish. We have a topic. So when you commit fornication, it's not your choice. When you do good deed, it's not your choice. If you are honest, it's not your choice. If you lie, it's not your choice. If you steal, it's not your choice. So what the choice we have? Abdul, he's trying to talk about the Trinity because he's ashamed of our topic. I demand, and he is the same time, he come every time say the same question. Who is the grandfather of Jesus? Well, ask your God. Is it your God? He made Jesus without a father? How come you don't ask your God, Allah? How come Jesus is the only one who is born, yet he don't have a father and a grandfather? Potato. The Muslim, they have serious questions. Ask your God, how come your filthy prophet, who you claim he is the most honorable, he is dead, and the mosquitoes and the worms ate him, yet Jesus, who is supposedly not the best for you Muslims, he is in heaven playing chess with Allah. Those questions, they don't come to your head, but what come to your head, who is the grandmother of Jesus? That's really what is. How come you don't ask Jesus, how come you can make a dead person alive? Which means if we ask Jesus right now to bring the Iyat Muhammad back to life, he can do it. And he will, just wait. That is my Jesus, not like your prophet, While my Jesus was rising people from death, your prophet was going after a 6-year-old girl. While my Lord, he was making the blind see, your prophet went blind. In fact, your prophet, he used to faint every 2 seconds. And you need to tell me why. Where is Allah? Oh, Jesus is not there. So the prophet, he kept fainting non-stop. His wife, she faint, he faint. I mean, the guy is a fainting machine. Do Allah predestiny for Muhammad to faint every 2 seconds? For sure he did. Why? Who is the one behind the fainting of the prophet? I want to know who is behind this conspiracy. Jesus in the cross, he have nails in his hands, his feet, torture, and he did not faint. Muhammad is in the bed. The prophet, the messenger of Allah, fainted when he was sick. Then he woke up and he said, has the time for the prayer come? They said yes. He said, tell Bilal and call the adhan, okay? And then tell Abu Bakr to read the prayer and pray. He fainted again. And then he woke up again, and then he repeat the same thing. Has the prayer time come? Yes, Prophet. Okay, tell Bilal and tell to do the adhan and tell Abu Bakr to read the prayer. Okay, and then he fainted. What the heck? Where is Allah? Isn't it your prophet, he said, that the Nagla seed can save any illness? Take Nagla seed. Is that from the knowledge of Allah that Nagla seed can cure any disease? Just do it then. You see, the translation says Nagla seed is the remedy for every disease. It doesn't say that. It says Shifa'un. It is a cure. You take Nagla seed, you become a horse. Like what you have a problem, any problem, like you have even sexual problem, take Nagla seed. You will become like a horse. Your wife, she will thank me. And the prophet keeps fainting. The doctor who cannot give himself a medicine. According to Mufti Menk, if Jesus, he waved his hand on the crowd, thousands of people will be healed. It doesn't matter. He don't even ask them, what is your disease? He just wave his hands and thousands of people will be healed. That is Jesus. And Muhammad is fainting. The last few years of his life, the guy, he can't even go to the bathroom. He can't even stand up. Is that from the knowledge and the destiny of Allah? When Muhammad, he died by poison, was that a destiny by Allah? Isn't it, this is a good question? Muhammad is so upset, saying to me, Allah will punish you for spreading falsehood. My friend, I'm reading your hadith. Is that the falsehood you are talking about? I'm reading your Quran. Isn't you Muslim? You say everything is by the destiny of Allah? Isn't this is from the 6 pillars of faith in Islam? To believe in your destiny, which is Allah wrote for you 50,000 years before he created you, brother. So I want to know why Allah decided to kill Muhammad in such a way, and why he decided to save Jesus. As long everything is destiny, Jesus was saved from the cross by the will of Allah. No Muslim dare to say no. Muhammad, he died by the will of Allah. Wonderful. So I want to know, Mr. Falsehood, diarrhea, why Allah decided to kill Muhammad in such a way, and he decided to save Jesus. Remember, it's the destiny of Allah. Questions, it hurt their feeling. And not only that, when Muhammad, he said, I feel as if my aorta is being cut off from that poison. And again, by the way, this is Sahih Hadith. You cannot say this is a weak, da'if, that, you know, the game, potatoes. Isn't it, this is the Quran says, that there is a destiny. If Muhammad, he lie or fabricated, I will cut his artery. Allah said. Chapter 69, verse, Muhammad, he have all crazy stuff in chapter 69. That is a very favorite sexual position for the Prophet. If Muhammad had forged a false saying concerning us, Allah is one, by the way, but he like to say us. He's not comfortable with saying with me. I mean, think about it. Which one is better, being many or one? For sure, many. So Allah is very, very satisfied monotheist God. He loves to say us, because one, he is not. And me alone? Me? Me? No. No. Don't say that. Disrespect. Us. I mean, this is one of the funniest, stupid things about this cult. They claim that their God is monotheist, and then their God who is monotheist, he loves to call himself us. So Mr. Us. Again, he say, we. Yeah, we or you? We. Okay, who is going to make decision now? When you say we, how many of you? No, it's only me. So why you say we? It's a fake we, fake we. It's just because I feel better. Ah, it's not a true we. Now I know why the ambulance, they say we. Okay, so we surely have seized him by his right hand. And by the way, where is everybody? Why we have only 1,667? Do you want me to ask Allah to curse you all? I will tell you a true story. Once I have like 2,000 people watching, and they were not behaving, so I cursed them. 2,000 people, second day, they woke up in the morning, they look like me. Unbelievable. And then like I start receiving letters from the court, what you did to them, you know, like black magic, well, you know, they sue me. And then I have to take them to Thailand to make surgery to get them back to the previous look, you know. But it was Allah, the will of Allah. So don't make me upset. I will curse you and you will wake up in the morning and look like me. Your wife, she will leave you right away, immediately. Not even a second after. Like, who's you? Who are you? Why you look like Christian Prince? And then you can even speak like me. You will say to her, first of all, I am not the Christian Prince. I am Zakir Naik. And then she will die laughing. She will have an attack. You'll have a new wife. Don't worry. So we surely should have seized him by his right hand. If he did what? If he fabricated the Quran. Okay? And then certainly we should cuff his life artery. Aorta. But this is exactly what happened to Dudu. Muhammad Dudu. Do you see, brother, how we prove the destiny of Allah? It was predestiny. Do you see how the destiny work in Islam?